Hey friends, what's up? It's me again, Conni from Live Your Heart Out, and today I'm sending very cold blessings from Germany. I got in from Spain from the Dr. Joe Dispenza workshop a couple of days ago. I'm staying here with my mom for about 2 weeks before heading out to Ecuador because I'll be doing a ayahuasca retreat there. But more about that in future videos. Today I want to share with you my experience and my major insights and just the magic of the event that I attended last week. Dr. Joe Dispenza, the advanced workshop in Tarragona in Spain. It was my second advanced. I already did one last year in September in California, and I did the progressive workshop in May in Berlin. It was basically 1,000 people in one big room meditating together a lot and listening to the awesomeness that is Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it was an entire week, 7 days, and basically roughly about like 12 to 16 hour days. And on average, we probably meditated for about 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day in different meditations, and in between obviously there were a bit of lectures from Dr. Joe, and then there was lunch and breaks, and we did all sorts of stuff, but more about that in a little bit. Now, why did I sign up again? Well, I absolutely loved the advanced workshop I did last year in California, and that one was about 4 days, maybe 4.5 days. They had a different sort of workshop structure up until this year, and this one in Spain, this workshop was actually the first one that was a whole week long, and that's the new workshop structure now. He only does week-long advanced now, and last time the advanced, it really felt like after those 4 days that, man, now I want to go deeper, and then it was over and you had to go home. And so I was really looking forward to diving deeper during a 7-day workshop. And also, as maybe some of you know watching my videos, December was a pretty intense month for me. I really wasn't doing so well. I was battling with a lot of depression and just wasn't very happy. And I'm not someone that just kind of sits back and suffers. I'm quite solution oriented, and I know that my mom was going to go to this event in Spain, and I usually never come to Europe in the wintertime, but it was worth it. So I signed up in a moment of deep desperation because I knew it was going to put me back on track, and really I needed a reset, right? And I kind of had fallen off the wagon maybe a month or two after the last advanced when it comes to my meditations and stuff. And I knew that if I go to this retreat in Spain for a whole week, that my commitment to keep going with the daily meditations, with his guided meditations, will be immense, and just kind of that fire will be reignited, and I needed that. And so that's that. And I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm a huge proponent and fan of his work because he really bridges spirituality with science so beautifully, and he leaves no questions unanswered. And I love that about him because he's a researcher, he's a scientist, he's a doctor, a chiropractor, he's all sorts of things, and he's been doing what he does for quite a long time. He's been basically obsessed ever since he was a young man with doing exactly that, figuring out how to heal ourselves and how to manifest and create a life that really fulfills us. And I have done a lot of stuff, guys, in the past in terms of, workshops and retreats and events and meditation, yoga and whatnot, but Dr. Joe Dispenza's work is probably it's something that has changed my life so fundamentally, and I'm so enthusiastic about it, and just, I mean, obviously, I've talked about him quite a lot, and I feel like it's the real deal. There's nothing, crazy or woo-woo about it. So go and read his books and go to his workshops, but in this video I just really want to share what that event was like. I had so many amazing, beautiful, special above and beyond magical experiences last week, and most of them occurred in or during meditation. We did a lot of meditating, and he takes you deep into yourself. He gives you the opportunity to experience things and feelings and states of consciousness that I've never had before in that way. And so one big aspect of doing these meditations is that you get the opportunity to really dive into mystical experiences. Some of the ones that I had, especially on day number 1 and day number 2, they were so profound and just so beautiful and heart-opening, and when you find yourself in a place of complete oneness and wholeness and just feeling connected to everybody, that was just super beautiful. And I've had these kind of states before, but not in that intensity. So that was amazing. And we also did 2 walking meditations in the morning at 6 a.m. It was super dark because it's winter time and it was cold. But you have your earbuds in, and you are listening to his guided meditation basically as you're walking, and it is specifically designed as a walking meditation, and it's about an hour and a half. And so you have 1,000 people walking around in this park and golf course and on the streets surrounding the hotel, and it's something else. Meditating when you're walking or standing, rather than just sitting or lying down. And oh my goodness, I've had some very special moments during that walking meditation. It's just amazing being outside and being surrounded by all these people, but also actually, the power of 1,000 people in one room meditating together and opening their hearts together. Imagine that, it's so powerful, and the energy that's created in a room like that is just out of this world and so special. And just the connections that you make with people during that event, and it's just, everybody's just so beautiful, everybody's so awake and conscious and beautiful, and everybody's got their heart open and their mind super open, and there's no judgment, there's just love. And a lot of people are maybe healers or coaches, but also I've met people from just very normal professions, people working in banks, but just getting all these people together that are following his work is just very special. Another highlight is definitely the pineal gland meditation. We did 2 this time. I think he usually only does 1. It starts at 4 a.m. and the doors are closed, so if you don't show up at 3:59, you're out. And we did 2 of them in two days in a row. And the pineal gland meditation is so special because when you activate your pineal gland, you really set yourself up for some really deep mystical experiences. And the reason he does it at 4 a.m. in the morning is because melatonin is at its highest at between 1 and 4 a.m. And so it's a very fertile time to have these mystical experiences in your meditation. And even though the first one, I kind of struggled, the first pineal gland meditation, because I was so tired, and it was a little bit like torture. And eventually I had to surrender and lie down and just kind of go with the flow, but it was still beautiful. And then on the second day of the pineal gland meditation, which was actually the last day of the whole retreat, he prepared us more in a way. It was a different kind of meditation because he had us lie down a lot more. And it kind of alternates, so we start sitting, then you lie down, and then he guides you through some breathing and other stuff, and then you sit back up again for a while, and then you lie back down again, and just these the times that we were actually lying down were longer, and he wanted us to experience what it's like to be lucid in our dreams. So yeah, lucid dreaming. And I had one very beautiful experience actually during that meditation, and yeah, I just really enjoyed being in this state of, you know, not really awake but not really asleep, kind of in between, you know. And I also like it in the mornings or before I go to sleep at night, exactly that, this fine line of being in the middle. And so I really enjoyed that meditation a lot. And then the last thing that was a massive highlight, I think also for so many people and for everybody, where we did some healing session meditations, or I don't even know what you want to call it. I think Dr. Joe Dispenza calls them healing cages. So this is really where there's one Healy, and they were picked out of each group, and there were 8 healers, meaning the Healy lies down and there's 8 healers in a circle around the Healy, and he guides us into a very beautiful heart-centering meditation. You just connect to your heart deeply and you open your heart super wide, and essentially you then take your hands and you feel the energy between your hands, and this is all obviously with eyes closed, and eventually you turn your hands and you let all that energy that's coming through your heart flow through your hands and to the Healy. And so imagine when there's 8 people having their hearts open and have an energy download through their heart and through their hands onto someone who's struggling with some health issues. Imagine what's possible. And so we did this, I think, 3 days in a row actually, and we had one very amazing instant healing, and instant healings happen a lot during his events actually, and I was also a Healy on the last day, because as you know, I've been struggling a bit with my gut and depression and some skin issues, and I know that it's all related. And so yeah, I had the pleasure of experiencing what it's like to be surrounded by 8 people who bless you with their heart energies, and it was just so beautiful. And towards the end I felt like I was bigger than my body. My consciousness was bigger than my body, and it was such an amazing feeling that I'll never forget. Just receiving so much love and beautiful energy from 8 people, and they were so amazing, that whole group. And I just felt so much gratitude that entire time that I was lying there, and I was crying, and I felt like my body was being lifted up a bit as well. And yeah, what to say, it was just an out of this world experience. Really, it's stuff that, you know, I share now in video, and a lot of people are probably gonna be like crazy. But you know, when it comes to personal growth and spirituality and wanting to really transform your life and live your heart out and live life to the fullest, I truly believe in just opening yourself up to things that might seem crazy for your mind, but I don't want my mind to hold me back from amazing experiences. I don't want my limiting beliefs, I don't want my inner resistance to keep me from transforming myself, my health, my life, and to yeah, experience things that are just I don't know, it's so hard to put into words, you know. And you know, I had so many amazing insights during the workshop, and obviously now I'm still sort of integrating everything, but I think one big one is that in the end it's all love. The most important energy radiates from our heart, and I realize just how important it is to every day open our hearts in meditation, but also as we, you know, walk through our days, and just over and over again put our focus in our hearts and just open it and feel into it and share that with other people. Also, I guess what really sank in is that whole concept that Dr. Joe Dispenza uses in his teachings, which, you know, also Einstein has said before, is that there really is no matter, and it's not that matter influences the mind, it's the mind that influences matter, meaning we can influence everything with our energies. And when we change our energies, we can change our lives. And just because we can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We are really only able to perceive about 1% of everything that actually exists, of all the frequencies that exist. And that's like this tiny much, you know? And that is such a huge thing that I believe a lot of people need to kind of contemplate, is that there's so much more, and the power of energies is so much greater than anything that's matter that we can touch and see and feel. Because even if we can touch it and even if we can see it, it's still only energy. And just getting that settled in my brain opens up possibilities that are, you know, above and beyond. And lastly, one insight that I remind myself of every day when I slip into this negative pattern of thinking, oh, why hasn't this happened yet? You know, I want to manifest this, and I'm doing all the work, and why hasn't it happened yet? Why have I not met my soul partner? You know, the woman of my dreams. Why do I still have these stomach issues, which, by the way, have gotten so much better since that retreat. I mean, so much better. But when we are in this sort of cycle of why hasn't this happened yet, and when we feel frustration, it really only means that we're separate from the experience. The only real way, I believe, to manifest something into your life, something that you desire, let it be health or let it be, you know, a beautiful life, is by becoming it, by feeling as if it already exists, by tuning into a feeling of gratitude for something that might not have happened yet, you know, but still feeling grateful for it. And that's the way I believe the whole law of attraction thing works. Is to really tune into what it feels like if it was already present in my life. You know, what would it feel like to be with my soul partner right now, and tune into that feeling. And I do this every day now, and I started doing the meditations again on January 1st, so even before the workshop. But every day, every morning, I sit down for an hour and do one of his meditations. There's quite a lot of them out there. And it's so important to take that time for ourselves, and to make a commitment to sit with ourselves and to do the work. Because it's not just about going to an event like that and doing a retreat, and obviously, you know, you come out and you feel awesome. But it's like this high you're on, and then eventually that kind of trickles out. But it's about doing the daily work. It's about sitting down every single day to meditate. And so that never stops. And I'm more committed than ever to doing exactly that. And my new core desired feeling also since the retreat is being in love with life and being in love with the divine, because life is really so precious, and I don't want to waste my time on this planet feeling depressed and feeling sad and suffering and being addicted to these negative thought patterns and emotions. And I'm here because I really want to fulfill my purpose and my calling, and I want to grow and I want to contribute to other people's lives and to this planet and raise consciousness. That's my plan. So yeah, that was that. So I hope you enjoyed this video and me sharing my experience with the advanced workshop last week. I can really only highly recommend for anybody to dive into his work, his meditations, go to his workshops, read his books. If you have any questions about it, please pop them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. And I'll be going to another one of his advanced workshops later this year for sure. I want to keep going, I want to go deeper, and he keeps on developing his workshops. One is never like the other, you know, they're always different. He keeps evolving and developing his teachings and his meditations and everything. So yeah, lots of gratitude for Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's absolutely amazing. Such an amazing soul, so grounded and just down to earth, and yeah, great man. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you. Love you. Bye.